Good evening, everyone. It's Matthew. Timestamp is now 7:23 p.m. and we're now at the 30th of March 2017. And I've now got this old newspaper cutting, and let's not forget this. A lot of us now that study in the skies and looking into Nibiru and the Brandewall star have seen this piece of footage many years ago. And here it reads as well, possibly as large as Jupiter, mystery heavenly body object. Discovered. A heavenly body possible as large as the planet Jupiter and possibly so close to Earth that it would be part of our solar system, has been found in the direction of the constellation Orion by the orbiting telescope aboard the US infrared astronomical satellite. So mysterious is this object that astronomers do not know if it is a planet, a giant comet, or nearby protostar that never got hot enough to become a star, a distant galaxy so young that is still in process of forming its first stars, or a galaxy so shrouded in dust that none of the light cast by its stars ever gets through. All I have to tell you is that we don't know what it is, said Dr. Jerry Newmanger, IRIS chief scientist of California Jet Propulsion Laboratory and director of the Polymer Observatory for the California Institute of Technology, said in his interview, "The most fascinating explanation of this mysterious body, which is so cold it casts no light and has never been seen by optical telescopes on Earth or in space, is that it is a giant gaseous giant planet as large as Jupiter and as close to Earth as 50 billion miles away. While that may seem like a giant great distance in earthbound terms, it is a stone throw away in cosmological terms. So close, in fact, that it would be the nearest heavenly body to Earth beyond the outermost planet Pluto. If it is really that close, it would be part of our solar system," said Dr. James Hook of Cornell University Center of Radio Physics. See, the thing is, this object must be a lot more closer because we're getting all these asteroids from a certain part of the outer solar system, and they are much more intense now. We're getting lots of activity from asteroids and comets, and they're tracking it now. They really are. So let's go and check some webcam footage and see what we can find. See, space is huge, isn't it? The inner and outer solar system. And on these cams, we're picking up red reflections above those clouds and then chemtrails. And also you can see the Earth's wobble if you look carefully between the space station and the Earth in its atmosphere, jolting back and forward ever so slightly. And again, there's many other earthquakes that have happened around the world, 125 in the past 24 hours. Here, again, in the UK, it's getting too dark. Dark shadows at 3:30, if you look up into the skies, you will see a dimness of the sun and those grey, hazy clouds. So it's again, just keep tracking everything to see what we can find this thing. Here is another NASA Ustream piece of footage. And again, you can see those pinkish red reflections on them chemtrails mixed with the clouds. You can see in the center of the image on the Earth, you can see that line of chemtrail as well if you look closely. If they could turn the camera around the other way, we would see the heavenly body with our sun. And that big, huge disk of the simulator that's up there as well. The evidence, they could just do this for us and we would see it, wouldn't we? They won't do it, will they? They will just keep pointing the cam down. You can see those chemtrails so evident on the screen. They are hiding what's going on above in our skies, so we can't get to see any of it. Very red skies. And again, what I just showed you, that newspaper cutting as well about the heavenly body. It's 100% true. They slammed it shut. They closed it down. They didn't want any of the public to know what was going on. So the media are not to say anything. NASA keeps coming out of all these other glamorous stories to make us think that it's other things. We all know a huge celestial object is slowly heading our way now. So I'm going to go to some of the Mexico cams. Look to see what we can find up in the skies as well first. Here is a live Mexico cam. It's called the non-Terry cam, and this is another image I'd like to show you. It's a live image. You can see the timestamp up there, 8:37, and the seconds are counting upwards. The date there is the 30th. And you can see again, it's just the ground is far too dim, isn't it? I mean, look at the sun image that they've got, that huge object that's in front of our sun. Now, at that time in the morning, it should be bright on the land. You can see it's not, is it? Just showing you that it's very wrong out there now, isn't it? They are hiding our natural sun. And there's other objects that can be seen. It's all being cloaked. To the right side of the screen there, you can see on the sky. It's very, very dark. And this huge gas giant celestial body is being cloaked all the time. Nibiru, Helion, they're always being cloaked now. And the brown dwarf star is right in front of our sun. They've built this simulator. They built it and designed it. They've been doing it for years, from the 1940s and onwards, 50s. This was a huge plan. They know this. The Sumerians have written tablets about this. It was all discovered. And the public are just kept in the dark. This is what they're doing. Hiding us in the dark so we don't get to see anything. We are really in some crazy times now, aren't we? Very crazy times. I've adjusted the cam and moved the cam along a bit, so you've got the 9:32, 9:33. And this is AM, and everywhere else that we know is supposed to be lit up like daylight, and they're just getting a very dim coloured sky. It's always dark over there in Mexico. Switzerland as well, they're getting dark skies. Russia are getting dark skies. Australia's getting dark skies. Huge populated areas are in the darkness right now. You can just see it, can't you, on the screen? It was never like this before. I'm going to move the cam just a bit further so we can see the adjustment of the lightness to see if there's any change. Here again, at 10:14 AM, you can see it's still very, very dark. It's maybe a little bit lighter, but it's still hugely dark. If only the government would just be very honest with us and just let us know what's going on. They pulled the veil from what they're hiding, these huge mirrors up there. Then we would all see the object, won't we? Erratic weather all over the world. I'm going to go a bit further on this cam and see what's going on. Here again on this cam, it's still very dim, isn't it? 11:18. Far too dark. I'm going to see what there is on another cam as well, and see if we can zoom in on objects that are up there. Here I'm going to show you on this Pazuruco cam in Mexico. I'm going to move the footage so you can see how dark it is through the day on this cam. and their skies are dimming because they're in the shadows of this heavenly body that's lurking out there. And also those chemtrails, they start spraying the sky. So I just want to show you this footage. It's interesting because you can see how dim and dark it is. It's obviously getting lighter because the sun, the simulator, is rising in the skies. Look at the timestamp now. It's now 6:34. You can see those red chems. Again, that orange reflection on the horizon. And again, you can see those strange chemtraily clouds and toxins in the sky. And also, as the sun's rising, you can see on the land, it's just still very, very yellowy dark. Lemon colouring in the skies. It's reflected on the land and the mountains in the background. Just too dark, isn't it, to be in our natural sun? Very red on the ground as well. Those skies and that dark shadow above as well. The timestamp still rises at 8:02, and we're still showing on this cam. It's still very dark. We're very close into April now, aren't we? Last April was a lot lighter than this. So we've got those huge objects that are now travelling with our sun. Some strange skies, just too dark. Again, it's coming up to 9 AM on the timestamp. Can you see how dim it is in chemtrails? Just the natural clouds have disappeared. There's no natural clouds shown on this webcam. Far too dark. I apologise again about the white screens. You can just see that those chems are doing nothing. Look at them. They're just floating up there in the skies and being burnt. I mean, our natural clouds have gone now. There's no natural clouds anymore. The hydrogen has disappeared from them. I'm going to go to another cam now. You can see also on this Plateria de Montes cam in Mexico. Again, look at those unnatural clouds, those chems just below the Earth's atmosphere. It's terrible, isn't it? These toxins that they're spraying all the time. These reflections of them as well. Can you see the blue reflection of this one here? This red haze on the left-hand side. Can't hide this, can they? Let's go through this cam and see what we can find. Okay, this cam is very interesting as well because when the sun rises, here you'll see this plasma is coming up. It's so big, it's huge. This plasma is getting much more bigger now in the skies. It used to be quite low. Now it's got much bigger. Watch this on the cam. You'll see as this these huge reflections from these heavenly bodies are coming up. I mean, look at the state of how big the plasma is now. You can see the way it goes up and down. This is because they've got reflections from the gas giants, helium, Nibiru, and also the brown dwarf binary star. You can see our natural sun coming up on the screen now. Again, they widescreen this so we can't get to see other evidence. But on the Mexico cams, they do slip up so we get to see other objects. We've just got to keep continuously looking at the different cams. Again, you can just see that this is a situation where there's other objects that are being cloaked and hidden from us on the screen. As the simulator kicks in now, can you see this blue reflection that's in front of our sun? Where's the yellow sun gone, may you ask? Because I'm asking the same thing as well. You can see also those clouds that are being burnt away. They're starting throwing those chemicals towards it now. Going right in front of the sun. And they're just being burnt away to the left-hand side. There is another object that's travelling with it, this blue. Mark my words, this is a real situation. Look at these chemtrails that are basically going in front of our sun. and the simulator, and they're just being burnt away. They just want to hide it so we can't see anything. Because at that point in time in the sky, we would see it. There's far too many chemicals being pumped up there now. You can see this on the screen, can't you, as it's going through the time lapse. And again, on the land, it's darker, isn't it? Much, much darker. They're throwing everything as much as the military are throwing everything at it to try and hide it from all the public. I'm going to go down to another cam image. I just want to show you the shadow in the sky on this Mexico cam as well. Just before the sun rises, I've showed you here the timestamp 6:12:05 seconds on the 30th on this webcam, Cumariento Plaza cam in Mexico. Here, this is what I would like you to see. This reflection comes into a shadow and it stays there in the same place before the sun rises. I just want you to see this, okay? I'm going to zoom in for you. Okay, what I'm going to do is, this object, its shadow is here, but this object sits here on the horizon. I want you to see this now. Can you see that? This huge object to the right-hand side of the sun. We saw this on cams as well, just before Christmas, on the skyline cams and also the Earth cams. Can you see this? And then the shadow, you can see that, can't you? You can see these chemtrails as well. This huge object. It's that shadow again, isn't it? There it is again. I'm going to flip through the cam and you can just see this, can't you? And then it fades off. See? Doesn't move anywhere, does it? If I go back. It's just there, isn't it? You can see it just behind those chems. And then it disappears. See? I'm going to get the shadow of it here. Okay, this is a Campeche cam in Central, in Mexico. And I've shown you first the timestamp. And there's something interesting that goes downwards when the sun goes up. So I'm going to show you this and zoom in to this object I believe to be cloaked. Show you this now. Here it is. It's like a very blurred object being cloaked. If I just show you this now, I'll bring it upwards. Can you see this? Here. As we go down. Here it is here. This side piece here. Can you see this? Could be nothing, but the technology they're using these days now, they're hiding many things, aren't they? Here's this image again. And I don't believe the sun is on its own when it goes up, sunrise and sundown. I truly believe that those heavenly bodies are travelling with it now. Again, we've just got to keep going, haven't we? Every time to find what's going on up in the skies. I've got 3 huge monitors with skies of different cams pointing upwards to the skies, north, east and south. And basically, I'm just keeping to monitor as well and screen record them as well to see if we can catch anything. They're blasting our skies all the time, aren't they? Where we are in the UK, it was very strange today. The weather temperature went up to 20. Very warm. It's still now 17. and it's now 20:32 p.m. in the evening. Now, that's strange, isn't it, for March? Because we normally have March and then the April showers. May starts getting warmer. We've got really hot weather. We're supposed to be quite far away still from the sun. It's not summer yet. It's very, very hot. Really hot today. As the sun's burning twice as hot now. This image as well, on another Mexico webcam, Cancun cam. And you can see this haze in the sky, this red reflection, on the opposite side. This is a morning cam, early in the morning, 7:42 a.m. And this haze, what is this? I believe this to be a reflection from the binary twin. You see those chems in front of it. Just looks strange, doesn't it? Looks different. I mean, I've never seen this before. Here is this strange object in the sky as well. The sun is on the opposite side. There's something there on the screen. I've zoomed into it. This is on another Mexico cam. The La Paz cam. It seems to be moving. Can you see this on the screen? See, I just want to be able to put out different pieces of footage and zoom into different objects that are away from the sun on the opposite side, so we can rule out lens flare or apparitions or reflections and refractions. But they have been chemtrailing very heavily in front of our sun, in front of the simulator, all day today here in the UK. People being sprayed all the time. It's getting to a point now that they're just carrying on, and they just seem to be getting away with it all the time now, don't they? Nobody seems to get a grip on knowing what's going on up there in the sky. It's only the ones that are awake, as the subscribers and viewers, many other people that look at the skies and notice huge differences in the heavens above now. I'm going to go to another image now. That is outstanding. I've zoomed into another object that's up there as well. You can see this. It actually moves away. It moves off and then flashes back on again. I'm going to move it. I'm going to press the image away, and you'll see this move away and disappear. Hold on. Hold on a second. I've just got to put it in the right spot. Hold on a second. Here it is. You'll see this now. There's the object there, okay? There it is there. And then it just disappears. Oh. You can see this, can't you? And it just comes into play and disappears. It just looks very strange, doesn't it? I'll zoom out so you can see the whole cam. This is the whole cam image. And I'll can you see this here? There it is again. Just very strange, isn't it? I just want to show you different pieces of objects, what we can find up there. There's that object again that's below the or near the sun, where you've got that simulator in front of now the sun. But that object's still lurking out there, isn't it? it just amazes me as well. If I just zoom out a little bit, I'm going to show you the land as well. The different colourings on the buildings, just very strange, very red. Can you see the colouring down here? Just very dark, isn't it, on the roofs? And for the time of the day as well. 12 AM. I mean, look at it. Sorry. I mean, it's just far too dark, isn't it? It really is. It's getting ridiculous now. Here on this Playa La Audiencia cam in Mexico as well. Timestamp there is 1:50. And again, you can see those chemicals. It's all chemicals now, isn't it? Actual clouds are disappearing. Swarming our skies with these poisons, aren't they? Let's flip through the cam, see what we can find on here. Now I know this cam is yesterday, 29th. It's 6:48 AM, 02 seconds. Now the sun's not come up at all, but can you see on the screen here? This there's something behind there, isn't there? You can see those chems and the red reflection that's on the sea. Something is definitely behind here. They're cloaking this. I believe these objects are up here now. I mean, look at the land. It's just lit up like daylight, and then it gets darker. Something is coming up. It's just very interesting, this image. If I just show you this, okay? Right, look at the timestamp, 6:32 AM. And then you go across to the next image, and you've got that image there, again, with reflection. It's light source. And then it widescreen, so you can't see anything. This is what they do. And then the next image, 7:16. It's all disappeared. You've got a few chemicals there. This darkness on the horizon. This blueness on the other side, the opposite side, where the sun will be on the other side. This is the opposite side, this blue reflection. So this is coming up first, lighting the area, bluing up the skies. This is not our moon. No way can it be the moon. Look at the red reflection here. It sort of starts off dark, okay? Dark skies. You can see some redness here, can't you? And then as the cam progresses, it's caught this. Now I believe if those chemicals weren't there, we would see an object, a large object here on the screen. They forgot to widescreen this image. And then they widescreen, and then it goes to this. Very strange, because the sun wouldn't be coming up on the opposite side, reflecting. It just wouldn't. It's too dark here. Sun doesn't come up at these times. Just interesting, isn't it? This is another image as well. You can see I've zoomed in. It's like a red object. The sun is on the left-hand side as that simulator's kicking in, and you can see this red object just here. Can you see that on the screen? Here's the side where the simulator and the sun is coming up. There's a red object just here. Anyway, I'm going to go now and do another video shortly for you. So respect to you all, and I will get back to you again shortly to see what else we can find on different cams across the world from Matt Rogers.